I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6:30. All recordings are on, I hope. Additions to the agenda. So I'd like to put an addition on there for personnel matter going to executive session.
Weren't there like 3 additions?
Did you put that on there?
Yep, there's 2 changes to the agenda.
Oh, it's in your
With the
memo.
wording.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Okay, you guys are in there already.
Yep.
Thank you. I didn't read it on the agenda, but I read it on the select board memo, which is what I texted you this morning. So thank you for that.
Yep.
And we've got change agenda item from discuss signpost editing the town plan. Oh, right here. And change agenda item from discussion possible action to declare vacancies for blah, 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 to discussion possible action, okay. So that is on this somewhere, got it right here. And then the executive session discuss the personnel matter, put that towards the end. Okay? You okay, Scott?
I'm okay if he's okay.
I don't really believe what you're saying, but you're being nice, which is you usually
Sarah. I only speak the truth. You know.
Yeah, okay. Review of minutes, October 6th, 2025.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Any further discussion concerning the minutes right here? No further discussion. Probably feeling okay.
I'll take the first pass at them.
Oh, you already looked at them.
That's going to be the second week in a row with 2 changes.
Wow.
This is a good.
Okay. All those in favor of accepting the minutes from October 6th, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, I can have the do have. Minutes are done. Public comment. You public? You just got some comments? Okay. And make them short. You can sit down.
Okay.
I just want to tell you though, public comment is not made for half an hour of blah blah.
No.
All right, gotcha.
So I'm here,
Okay.
Center Farm, Center Road, surprisingly in the center. I'm here for 2 different public comments. The first one is on behalf of the Planning Commission. We have been working without a representative to the CDRPC, the Regional Planning Commission, for a while. Clarice Heller has been an alternate for a long time and has asked for years, if not months, if not years, if to be replaced. She can often not attend meetings. She's been listening to them recorded painfully when she can't go. There's a lot of really important stuff happening that at the regional planning level, and we feel it's really important for East Montpelier to be represented at the Regional Planning Commission. Nobody else, so we have nominated Brittany Carpenter to you guys, recommended to a couple times. Nobody else on the Planning Commission can do it. We have both the alternate spot and the full representative spot open. And while, yes, anybody can serve, I mean, it doesn't have to be a Planning Commission member. It's advisable that it is at least one of those people, Planning Commission member. So we want to express the importance, urgency of getting a representative onto the Regional Planning Commission.
Okay, thank you for that.
So
We are aware of the problem and we will be discussing some options in executive session.
okay, great. Yep. Second hat is as a neighbor in East Montpelier Center. A bunch of us have been talking about safety and speed issues there for years. And increasingly this summer, there have been several accidents, both above my farm at the Brazier Homestead corner, and then also other places in the center. Couple of neighbors have been run off the road while walking. There's more. We should be really excited how many little kids are in the center now. We have multiple families with multiple little kids. Yay, yay. And we really are concerned about safety. So we were excited to see an agenda item about speeding and speed control and road safety. And we want to just support anything and everything we can do, and whether it's financially or otherwise, to work towards more road safety. And we'd be happy to tell you some specific ideas at another time that we have about the center. But just seeing that show up on the agenda made us want to encourage support.
I drove through there 30 miles an hour.
25.
25, whatever it was.
I was just gonna say,
Nothing wrong.
It was 30 through here because I was subbing you up there.
Actually, and just don't know what you were saying earlier, I got honked at on the county road last night, going maybe at the most 40 as I was turning onto, I was going 35 or 40 going from County Road onto Center Road and got blasted by the car behind me for going too slow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, anyway, just to add a little punch to the.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
good, thank you.
thank you. And Ginger, are you here for?
I'm here for the speeding
Okay.
issues. I don't know if you wanted to finish the item before.
I'm screwing you.
Oh, we got somebody here that wants to talk about
I
it,
don't know.
or public comment. Are you here for public comment? Either one of you? No. Okay. So let's move on because we got people waiting and it's past our. All right, but thank you for you're here for speeding anyway.
Yeah.
Erica said her piece on speeding and the VRPC representative. Okay, so the next item, 635, is discuss rural economic development initiative called the READY program with Mariah North from VHCB, Vermont Farm and Forest Viability Program. All right. Is this
Hi,
Mariah? North?
everybody. This is Mariah, and yes, it's Noth, N-O-T-H. Very close though. So, but yes, it's great to be here and get to interact with all of you, and really appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit more about the READY program. So I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight. I'm happy to give you an overview, and then if there's some specific questions that would be helpful to talk through, that's great. And I'm more than happy to hop on, additional separate calls if there's specific projects that we might want to discuss and really get into the details about, if that works for everybody.
Okay.
Great. So I work with Vermont Housing and Conservation Board, which does a lot of incredible work all around the state. I won't spend too much time talking about those programs, but definitely worth considering chatting with some of my other colleagues as well. There's an affordable housing development division. There's land conservation, natural resource conservation, historic preservation work happening at VHCB. The AmeriCorps program for Vermont is also housed there, in addition to a couple of other great programs. Farm and forest viability being one of them, which is the sister program to the one that I manage. So I just like to also share a little bit about that with folks when I get the opportunity. And that program is specifically focused on providing business planning, retirement and transition planning, and just general financial planning services to farm, food, and forest-based businesses in Vermont. And it's basically a free program for up to 2 years of those services. So just wanted to make folks aware of that as well. So the program I manage, READY, is a small sister program to the one I just mentioned, stands for Rural Economic Development Initiative. And so we were really created not super long ago by the legislature in 2017, and then housed at VHCB, and really created with the understanding that there were a variety of federal funding opportunities out there for small communities, for nonprofits, as well as for farm, food, and forest-based entrepreneurs. And that, Vermont was really, there's a lot of barriers to folks being able to access those funds. And so, the program was created with the idea, how can we support these folks in being able to draw down more of these significant and complex sources of funding? So the READY program was created, and that's really our focus and mission, is to be able to provide some additional capacity to those folks in small rural communities across Vermont, and help them draw down those funds by submitting more competitive applications. So in terms of kind of the assistance that we provide, we provide the equivalent of a small grant for technical assistance. Usually that is in the form of hiring a professional grant writer to work with folks on a specific application. But we can also fund a variety of other types of technical assistance, as long as there's that direct connection to, putting in a more competitive application or accessing these significant funding sources. We're usually looking at federal and state grants, usually upwards of like $40,000, though there's, some wiggle room there, depending on the specific project. In terms of eligible communities and eligible projects, again, our rural definition is based on our statute, which is communities of less than 5,000 people, which East Montpelier would qualify there. And so generally we are focused, again, on those small rural communities, but then we are also focused on, rural economic development is this really broad subject. So again, our statute kind of guides us in terms of what our focus areas are for those projects. So we work in community-based economic development. That's kind of our broadest bucket. So that's things like downtown and village center revitalization, helping restore historic buildings, accessibility projects, especially on historic buildings, harder infrastructure like water and wastewater, as well as other kind of community infrastructure like childcare centers or community centers. So we can help those kind of projects apply for funding. The second major bucket is outdoor recreation. So again, trails, greenways, connectivity, things like that. And the third major bucket is working land sector. So again, that's our farm, food, and forest-based businesses there, and really the only category where we are supporting private businesses. So just to share a little bit more in terms of how the funding structure works, again, our funding acts like a small grant. It's up to $7,500 towards these services. We can't actually fund, a line item in a project or, putting XYZ element of a building on, but we can fund the assistance that helps folks, get to the place where they can access these funding sources. So again, generally we're funding grant writing, and we also have a network of professional grant writers that we can also provide a value add to make those connections with folks as well. But also sometimes projects have another need. They might have, grant writing capacity on board, but are really struggling with maybe a more pre-development phase, such as like an environmental review, or for a historic building, something like a section 106 historic preservation report. Those are things that, often cost a few $1,000s. And when they're required for a grant for a project to move forward, we can also fund activities like that. And generally, like I said, our funding acts as a small grant, but we're usually making a direct contract with that provider. Once we've gone through all of I've connected with the community, the project is eligible, we have a qualified consultant ready to do that work, we will make a direct contract with them just to try to streamline that process even further and make it simpler for folks. So I think I'll pause there. I'm happy to address any questions you all have about the process, or if you want to talk about, any specific projects or kind of how our application works for the funding, I'm happy to chat about that. But in general, we try to keep it really simple for folks and a really accessible program. But yeah, I really appreciate it. And I'm happy to take any questions or dive into anything further.
Yeah, good. Hi, Mariah. I'm Carl Etnayer on the Select Board. Thanks so much for coming to our evening meeting.
Yeah.
I wanted to have you in here to try to understand a little bit more about what happened with this group of our townspeople from North Montpelier, who were putting together what seemed to be a fairly ambitious grant application. And we were pleased to hear that they'd been offered the services of a professional grant writer through your program to really help them out with that. As you say, the ability to draw down grants that we are eligible for is limited by the capacity of the people here. That seemed like a great opportunity. And then we found out that the grant writer not only wasn't prepared to complete the grant, but as we understood it, on his own initiative, announced that the required hearing that was part of the process was canceled, which, if that had actually happened, it would have made it impossible for us to apply for the grant in this particular round. So I'm wondering, is that correct? Am I understanding that correctly? And if so, how could that be?
Yeah, and thanks so much. I appreciate that question. And in terms of I was not directly involved in that particular process. Our role is to, get folks enrolled in the program, make a connection with a qualified consultant. We actually have the communities do an informational interview with the consultant to make sure it's a good fit. And then at that point is really where I take my step back unless there are any other, things that come up in the interim. And I was actually away overseas the few days before the grant was due, which is kind of when I understand that this issue came up. So again, I don't want to speak too deeply on any of the details between, I've heard a little bit of information from how folks in the community were feeling about how that process went. I've heard a little bit of information from the consultant about how he thought that process went. And again, I'm not at liberty to say, to pick a side or say what happened where, because I wasn't present and I wasn't as deeply involved in the details of the project. That's all to say, that is a very rare occurrence in a ready project where the independent consultant decides to pull out, especially at the last minute. And I recognize that that's unfortunate and frustrating. And I would say it is something that extremely rarely happens with the program, though on occasion we have seen a situation where, something happens at the very end, or a permit wasn't possible to get, or just recognizing that a piece of the project may not be eligible for that grant and it wasn't discovered until the last minute. And again, those things are really unfortunate and super rare, and at times not always very preventable. I think my understanding of one of the details in this case, and again, I'm not necessarily close enough to the exact proposal that was going in at the time, but I do understand that it sounded like there was basically the site control for the site that for the proposal of the grant application, that there was not access available to that site anymore, or perhaps for whatever reason there wasn't able to be obtained a letter to grant site access. And so from my understanding of what the consultant shared, it sounded like that was the case. And ultimately, without site control, it is not a competitive application to go forward with this type of grant. So again, I can't speak much more to the details, but just to add kind of a general professional layer in terms of there are some key milestones in order to submit an application that is both eligible and competitive for these types of large federally funded grants. And one of those things is having clear site control for the proposed site of the project. So again, I don't have too many more details than that. And I definitely, I recognize the frustration around this particular project, but again, it's not something that really happens with our program. And I think it's just an unfortunate fluke situation there.
Okay, thank you.
You, Brian.
And what sort of controls do you have in place to ensure that the consultants that you recommend to the municipalities who are participating in your program are ones who can really help the municipalities?
Yeah, absolutely. We do a qualifications process for all of our consultants. We do procurement, and they go through completing an interview with us, a qualifications form, submitting, again, all of their qualifications, answering a series of questions, providing references, providing project examples. So all the folks we work with and that we assign folks do, they have clearly proven and been shown to have the qualifications to do the work. And like I said, we have that secondary tier where we have the clients actually do that informational interview. And this group was really happy to work with this consultant. I know it was challenging in the end. And then the third layer of controls is that, again, for every project on, if a consultant is having, troubles potentially working with a client, or a client is having troubles working with a consultant, or it's just turns out to just not quite be the right fit, we invite folks to reach back out to me and we can identify another consultant, reassign folks. In this case, I think this all happened about maybe a couple days before the deadline. And again, I was overseas, so there just wasn't much that we could do there at the end of that process.
Tom, you have a question?
What do you do? So one of the problems that I saw with this is the projects that he was working on were highly competitive right next door to each other. Why would you recommend a consultant that has a competing project right on top?
would say, we are not necessarily familiar with all the applications that a consultant is working on. So one, I would say that that's not a question that we ask, because that is, in terms of, and again, I don't want to get in over my head and, discussions of conflict of interest or anything like that. But that's all to say, many professional consultants that we work with work on multiple applications for the same grant for different municipalities. That's a very normal thing in this particular profession, as folks, especially who have a very high skill set or a lot of experience with a particular grant application and its grant system, end up getting asked by a lot of communities to work on those grants. So that is truly a very normal thing in this sector. So not something that would give me pause.
All right, so one of the reasons that you're here, I think, is discuss the VHCB Rural Economic Development Initiative. Is that correct? I mean, you wanted her to come in to talk about the possible problems with the consultant that
Yeah.
hired.
Yes.
But one of the other reasons she's here is for this.
I think she just did that.
Okay, so
we had 5 minutes on that.
does anybody have questions on this? Because I'd like to move on. Does anybody have any questions on this? Okay.
No.
All right.
Okay,
Sounds good.
sounds like a case of best laid plans gaining after.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we probably don't know that happened.
Yep.
I think the next time we engage in that activity, maybe we ask some questions before we hire someone.
Right.
That's my take
I
on it.
mean, we did ask some questions, and our group, it sounds like, asked some questions, and maybe we as a select board could be asking
I think so.
questions as well.
That's the sense I have.
Mhm.
But no, I'm not going to throw anybody on the bus on this.
Yeah,
Okay.
me neither.
Because we don't really know it.
No.
Yep.
All right. So thank you, Mariah. I don't think we have any questions about your, any further questions on what's going on. Do you have any questions of us?
No, I think, we're just here to be a resource. And as you all are thinking about additional projects in your community around, again, these economic development opportunities, projects, activities, like, please don't be strangers. Feel free to reach out, and we're here to support to the best of our ability. And again, apologies that this one for, again, I think a case of best laid plans, and apologies that this project didn't work out. But I think it seems like there's a lot of great energy in this community, and we look forward to hopefully chatting about more projects and how Ready can support you guys in the future.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And if you need any ideas on Polo as a tool for rural economic development, we have an expert in our select board.
I have actually been reading some articles about this, so I would love to chat about that at some point. That'd be great.
All right.
We've got the Times Argus picture right here.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Love it. All right. Well, great to meet you all, and I think Jennifer has my email if anybody wants to reach out about any other specific questions.
Yep.
Thank you. That's good. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you
All
for
right.
your time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
We have, okay, we're gonna move on to the next agenda item because with some people here waiting. Talk about the favorite subject, which is called speeding. That's correct. It's a topic that's,
They want to increase the speed limit.
okay, great. Okay, so, did you have anything further to add to the discussion?
Sure.
Okay,
I'm Ginger Hopkins.
Yep.
Live on the corner county, Haggett.
Yes.
We've been there over 30 years. It's really gotten awful in the last, I would say, 5 years. Well, 5 years, but we finally just decided to speak up about it besides with our neighbors. So I reached out to the town manager, and I guess she made things happen and got it on the agenda. I know it's 40 where we are. It's 50 at the top of the hill going up towards Maple Corner. There's one 50-mile-per-hour sign between us and Maple Corner. Only one, I guess. Then it goes to 40, then it goes to 25 as you hit Maple Corner. But, we are at the foot of a hill on a straightaway. But there is some nice curves, and it is amazing no one has gotten hurt yet. There are kids walking and people running and bikers, and it's awesome to see people out and they're hopping on the town trails. Just wondering what can be done. Speed humps would be awesome. Speed saddles, whatever they're called. Yeah, so I just don't, I know we have, it was explained to me, we have a contract now with the sheriff as opposed to the state police that we used to have before COVID. We saw him there once early in the summer. He was pulling people over every 5 minutes. I mean, every 5 minutes. They were right in front of our house. Last time I saw him a couple of weeks ago, he didn't pull over anyone. So I guess I don't understand the right reason, with, how often he's there or whatever. But, I would love to know if there are any solutions in the works. Public comment sessions that we can start attending. All that good stuff.
Well, I mean, we're aware we have complaints about the speeding on the county road. We have for the last few years.
Right,
And, we have limited tools to deal with speed. One of the tools we've used is the sheriff's department pulling cars over, and that's one of our better. Putting the speed card up, we can do that,
right,
and we can talk about doing that. That's not always 100% effective.
right.
But well, one of the things that's happened to those roads is we've improved them a lot, which I think is contributing to the speeding. I mean, years ago, I jokingly said something about a rough road policy.
Right.
And Mike Grand was extremely huffy at me about that
Right.
comment.
Yeah.
But really, you make the road smoother, people go faster.
Right.
So, and that's what's happened on the county road. The county road's been improved a lot.
I think you'll find that these speed signs that we have in front of us right now,
Yeah.
they do work.
Yeah.
I go all over the state, and where
Yeah.
those speed signs
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
you notice that people are not going anywhere near speed.
Right.
You're not gonna cure all.
No, I mean,
So
I
like
would,
the accidents that she's talking about above my house.
Yeah.
2 of them were drug related. The other was a stolen car. You're not,
right.
you can put all the speed signs up you want.
What's the downside of that?
There isn't any.
Not exorbitant.
No.
Why shouldn't we just try this?
We
I
can.
mean, I would,
That's what I'm saying, is I think it's
I don't
a
think
good
we have-
Well, you can use the speed card thing.
are you
We
thinking
have
of
one.
doing like a permanent sign, like they have at Upper Main Street,
Right.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
one showed up there?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the problem with the speed cart is it's very large.
Mhm.
And it ends up being put in sort of not the greatest spot. It was in the middle of that hill, right at the end of Fitch Road, so
Right.
like, why not get someone on the
Those are-
straightaway,
Right.
you know?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll discuss the options and
Okay.
come up with something. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think the signs work myself. Flashing
I-
signs that says slow down.
Even if it doesn't, let's try.
No, they do work.
Okay.
They do work.
I did a little bit of research, and
Yeah.
the sources I looked at showed between 1 to 7 miles per hour reduction
Yeah.
use of different types of signs depending on
Yeah.
what the sign was and where
Yeah.
they're being used.
So
And
it's
that
not gonna
might
cure
not-
everything.
It might not sound like a lot, but those are average
Yeah,
speeds.
but they will help.
And just a small reduction can sometimes make a big difference in terms of the injuries if somebody does get hit.
Of course, the other thing is the temporary bump.
Yeah,
That's not a bad option.
or a permanent bump. But
I love the permanent bump. The only problem is we got to talk to Guthrie.
yeah,
He hasn't been always happy.
We found that before you got here.
yeah.
But I want to get rid of the
Summertime.
thought that cosmetically it's not acceptable,
Mhm.
because I don't think that makes a goddamn bit of difference what it looks like. I just
No.
want cars to slow down.
Right,
If
right,
it doesn't look good, who gives a shit?
right.
The rest of our town looks good.
That's right.
And we certainly are appreciative of the recent install of a lot of speed limit signs, because some were missing.
Yeah.
Or,
The county road got completely re-signed.
I know,
Yeah.
roads, I mean, speed limit and
Well, I guess
signs
I'll
and everything, so.
So we'll work on it.
Okay, well, you have my email, I would appreciate, if there's any results that.
Okay, so we don't have any questions if there's a problem.
Okay,
But we need
We never-
this to be addressed.
It's a speeding problem.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, actually.
Yeah.
So we'll work. on it.
Yeah.
So we don't need references for you or anybody else. We know the speeding is a problem.
So I just want to remind everyone that years ago, when Tom was on the select board in his previous stint, the select board held a hearing to put the default speed limit in town at 35 miles per hour. Without that move, then it would have been, it was 50 miles per hour.
That's right, yeah,
And
yeah.
at that hearing, I spoke up as a bicyclist in favor of uniform speed limits of 30 miles per hour downhill and 20 miles per hour in the flat and 8 miles per hour uphill.
Oh,
Something to look at.
yes, ma'am.
What would be the, so I know the county road's a high priority area. Other areas, what would you recommend people do to
Same.
request the signs? And
Well, we can do it in other areas. We don't have to
Do it
focus
other
on
areas,
one.
not just one.
Yeah, we're not gonna focus.
We're not just gonna focus on.
No, we're hearing it. And we know there's multiple locations that speeding needs to be controlled.
So one of the things, I know you're heavily involved in the school, but there's a big problem with
Vincent Flats.
Vincent Flats with the people parking on the side of the road. When my kids were in school, that was not allowed. You had to park in the parking lot, walk into the school,
I know.
pick up your kids.
Yeah.
That is
I don't get it.
dangerous. I was one of the trucks that was hauling corn, and none of those trucks were speeding. I was going 15 miles an hour, and I had a kid walk right up front. And if I hadn't been right on the brakes, I would have had it.
See, I don't understand why they just don't make the shoulder wider. Yeah, I don't get that.
There's no room in the parking lot when they.
So make the
when they
shoulder
pick
wider
kids,
so
they pick
there's
kids
more.
up.
We had to go in and pick them up.
There's no
Yeah.
room in the parking lot for all those cars. I was there.
No, the parking lot you
Okay.
can use is by the rec field.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And that's what Kim does,
All right.
picks up the grandkids.
That's what
He
I'm
walks
saying.
along the path.
Okay.
But nobody will do it.
And in Berlin, they're doing that now. You can't, never mind where you have to go into the parking lot. Okay, we don't have to allow.
But I'm really afraid that somebody's gonna get hurt.
Okay,
And it's not just when the trucks are there. I mean, the other day, I was with my personal car and I was going 20 miles an hour and somebody opened their door right in front of me. There was a car coming the other day.
we bring them up.
We've had issues. We've had people come in here. We talked about it. Fairmont, Bonnie came in.
Yep.
I said, well, make a wider shoulder there. Make it more safe.
Right.
But nobody, they won't do that. I don't understand it.
I can actually bring it up.
We have a 50-foot right of way there. We're only using 25 feet.
I understand.
All right? Yeah.
We put something in the town plan about this, or discussion about adding something as a current issue, a priority issue. Who's the they? I'm just curious, like,
Nobody else that was at that, we had a meeting, select board meeting. People came in and complained. I thought we should do a wider footprint right there.
yeah. But who?
But I got no support from the rest of the select board
Oh.
and from any of the townspeople that were attending. Zero. I don't understand it. We could make the shoulder wider there. We have a right of way there, 50-foot right of way.
Yeah.
Make it wider.
So it's the town decision, it's not the school decision.
It's a town decision.
There's school policy about pickup and drop off, but.
Right.
Okay, the school has said, and they had the sheriff's department there, they did this, they did that, they said it was safe. That's a bunch of bullshit. And I don't believe the study. And that's what squashed it, is the sheriff's department, whoever, they just study there, they do it, when the traffic's there, and the people pick up kids, oh, it's safe. Okay,
I can
the principal came in that time.
I can meet with Alicia tomorrow. I would be there.
She came into that meeting.
Okay. Well, I
think it's up to us, we don't have to blab about it any further
Okay.
to have a solution.
Okay.
That's what I think. We don't have to study it. They already said it was safe. I don't agree. Tom doesn't agree. Correct?
I don't
Didn't
know.
we talk about putting no parking zones there?
I think that should happen.
Well, that's the only way you
Well,
get
then-
pictures.
Yeah, that would work.
That's the
But
only way.
why didn't we go along with that? Because we talked
I
about
don't
it.
recall.
Yeah, I can't remember why we didn't do that.
I'm gonna- I'll-
Because I know a school policy when my kids were there, you could not park on the road.
Right.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
you're-
why don't you do the same?
I'll tell Alicia that this is an issue that, just to give her a heads
Well,
up.
I can tell you, they push back. It's a mistake.
I think a lot of
That's what
issue
happened.
now is
But-
there's so many cars.
But Carl, say something about what you said about the no parking.
So
We did discuss that.
We
I
did,
can't
when
remember.
first
when.
place was
Oh, because we said we put it in the front.
that's all. No.
We were looking at no parking. We did create some no parking zones around town, but over here,
Yes.
But yeah, enforcement was an issue.
Yeah, that was the thing, is there was no teeth in it.
Right.
That's what we said.
So
And that would be.
the issue with the parking, so it's that half an hour or 35 minutes?
Yes.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
And the other times are when they're having games at the recreation field with other schools coming in.
Yeah,
I mean, they park on both sides of the road.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight they're parking on both sides.
I'm just gonna mention that this is an issue that
Maybe one
we're
lane.
gonna address.
everyone.
I'll make some.
He's talking.
what's that, Tom?
I said the other night, there was a game at the recreation field and they were parked on both sides of the road.
Right.
And it would have been tight to get through with a truck.
Yeah.
I mean, they were parked right in the.
So there is something we could do, because we do have a 50-foot right of way.
Yeah.
All on. So that is up to us. We want to do something about
Whatever
it.
you want to do.
Even if you made it wider and you said parking here,
Right,
that makes it safer.
right.
And we have 50-foot right of way there. I'm just saying. Okay.
I appreciate you hearing me out and appreciate other people's thoughts on that.
Anyway,
Tell Rick I thank you.
So
Scott said I haven't seen it.
I did a bad habit earlier of just sharing a secret note with the select board share. So I better share it with everybody. Do you have my home? Do you have the ability to focus in on this so everybody can see it? Can you zoom in on this? Maybe not. But anyway, this is a sign that we have I found in Middlebury, and you got it. You can't really see it. It's a sign in Middlebury by the side of the road, and it just says "No traffic signs." So
okay, so
we could get one of those just to make everybody's day a little more surreal.
all right, so we do have areas in town that need to be addressed for speed, and
Absolutely.
we will come up with a solution. I mean, they may not solve the problem, but we're going to try to address it.
Needs to be addressed.
Right.
Well, at least try.
Yes.
Yeah, and we need to do it.
Yeah.
We can order the speeding, whatever.
But let's do it with a systematic process.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
And we'll make a list of areas that we're going to address.
yeah,
Winter flats, blah, blah, blah.
and maybe it's like ash trees that we have a plan and we carry it out over a few years.
Well, we have the money to implement some, absolutely.
Right.
They're not that expensive, and we have the money to do it.
Yeah, I tried to get us to use the COVID money for that. It didn't fly, but I'm glad it had this discussion.
We do have some forward money still.
In a way, yeah.
In a way.
Yes, yeah, good point. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have a good evening.
all right.
For leaving.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, thank you.
I believe she had a comment.
Oh, do you have a comment, somebody on the
She wants
on the screen?
No, are you talking to me? Sorry, I can't tell who you're talking to. Yeah. No, I appreciate the conversation. It's the same. And my issue was the one around U32 and people coming up the blind hill there. So that there's conserved land on the other side. People cross the street a lot there. So but it sounds like you're on it. So I don't need to add anything. I don't think.
Yeah, that's Galveston Hill, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to put that on our list.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see kids you do like.
And that's gonna be reflected in the minutes that
Okay.
Galveston getting added to the list.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. There's quite a few kids who cross the road there going to school and stuff. So thank you.
Well, those.
Yep, we got this.
Gotcha.
That's good.
Thank you.
One of those.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's.
Yeah, but the truck driver showed at my house today from Georgia. He did not speak Spanish. He spoke Russian.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't speak Russian. And he didn't speak English.
All right, let's take that here.
Okay, next item.
Thank you for North Street, by the way. Everything looks really good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, road foreman update and equipment trailer. Whoa. Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about that thought of Vincent Black before. Okay.
We do have quotes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the quote has taxes on it. So that will come off, but then a very small print down in the bottom of it, you'll see the shipping cost is not added in, which is down there. That's an estimated shipping cost, I believe.
Where's that coming from? Oh, that's a cost.
Coffin, Iowa, Carolinas.
Oh, wow. 23,000.
And this is the whole, just big
The
equipment?
excavator, you could haul a lot bigger, like you could potentially haul a truck to the dealership if you needed to or something like that.
20 tons or? Yeah,
38,000 pounds.
yeah, 19 tons. So, I mean, Mike Brown from hauling the trailer, what's he charging?
200 was the average so far. I haven't seen it below 200.
Okay, so coming up on winter, you're probably not gonna move it too much.
Yep.
And how long does it take to get the trailer?
At least 6 weeks. They said probably closer to 8.
All right, 2 months, so.
Yeah.
And this is not in the budget, this is,
No,
That's
it's
what
capital
it's
expense.
that's what I see.
Part of the switching from a wheeled excavator to a track machine, that's what we had discussed with, there'll be a trailer. And
Yeah, no, there's no doubt that the town probably needs a trailer, but you have been hiring it done fairly reasonably, so.
It's just not a quick response sometimes.
Yes, I get it. Like, you need to move it that day, not gonna always get someone to move it that day.
Yeah. But you try to schedule it around like
Yeah,
weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
On Monday, Friday.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I know that's pretty convenient having your own, the beater I have, it's like, oh, hook onto the trailer.
There's gonna be a time where I need to be on the other side of town
Yes,
in an hour or two. Not
that's true.
a couple of days.
Very good point. Yep.
So I didn't get,
Yeah, you're probably not gonna move it much in the winter, but,
I didn't get the quote in my packet.
so this is a, ramp trailer? Or is this the tilt trailer?
The ramp.
The ramp trailer?
Yep. And
You don't want the tilt trailers?
I would rather not. They
Okay.
become kind of long when you go to the bigger ones.
Oh,
From
okay,
that behind the axle.
Yeah.
Becomes kind of long.
yeah, so it's shorter with the ramps.
The tail behind the
Yeah.
axles is shorter.
Yeah.
Just for the record, this is not my area of expertise.
Oh, it's not?
Just for
But
me.
you're surprising me every minute.
I am.
The
Actually, not at that price.
it's
It's not bad.
probably definitely the most affordable trailer that I could find.
Yeah, there's no.
Most companies won't build trailer that heavy and still do the electric brakes option. So that was part of it.
Oh, these are all electric brakes?
It has electric brakes.
Good.
Yeah. And so the only thing for add-ons was instead of C channel up towards the front of the trailer, they put box tube in, we call it torque tubing in.
Yeah.
So you get less flex out of the front of the trailer.
Yeah.
And that was only like, I think $100 add-on. And there was a spare tire, rim and tire.
Yeah, that's already gone.
I figured that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And this should last.
I think we could put it in the capital budget as a 15 to 20 year item, no problem. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that trailer I have probably.
That's like I say, so at that point, if you add it to the capital budget, it's $1,000 a year.
And that's a wooden deck or what?
That is an oak deck. Yeah.
Oak deck, yeah.
And the ramps are steel. Originally, they had me with a 5-pole ramp, so it kind of
Oh, yeah,
together, and they have oak planks on each. They recommended with mainly track machines going on and off, not going with that option.
yeah.
They said,
They'll get trashed.
yeah, the ramps will not make it, no matter what you. They said even with the pavers, which have a really gentle track system, he says you'll still break them with
So
it.
how long is the ramp?
5 feet, but they're
5 foot.
steel bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that just swings up,
Yeah.
spring loaded, come down. Does that have the U-shaped support where it comes off the trailer?
A standoff leg.
Standoff, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
What kind of wood did you say this?
It's oak.
Okay, it says treated pine.
I think it's what it said.
It says floor treated pine.
Yeah, maybe that's pressure treated.
Could be that. I thought
Just
maybe it's just the ramp has oak.
Oh, so the ramp, I think so.
Oh, the ramp doesn't. Maybe that was the other one that doesn't have.
Just so you're aware.
Line, standard.
Yeah,
Zero.
treated pine.
So that's just pressure treated,
I know what that is.
the green stuff. That stuff doesn't last that long.
No, not like these.
Okay, just so you're aware.
I rebuilt mine because the floor was rotted out and I put ash on it. Every place, the ash is actually holding up. Not bad.
Spopple's a good second option.
Yeah, Papa is a good option. Yeah. There are no low floor. That's too bad.
That is.
All right. Well, I think it'll probably be a good idea. So. Gonna be really convenient to have your own trailer. I love it. Yep,
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the trailer as stated with, even with the treated pond.
I'll second that.
Be sure you get that last bit in the minutes.
any further
You
discussion?
don't have to put that in, Jen.
Stop bringing it up. Any further discussion? Nope. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Good idea.
So we should put, because we just had a meeting last week, in the capital budget for a trailer for, let
20 years.
the committee know that, that we should have that should be a.
Okay,
Yeah, let's say I talked with Don and Michelle
Okay.
regularly about that.
Okay.
can you say update here? Is there something you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
just as Scott had said, we've been working our way through a bunch of culverts on North Street, Carroll Farm, Jacobs Road. We got a couple more on Jacobs that we're gonna do because we're there. And that'll kind of dwindle our inventory down a little bit more for the winter. And then the floor is gone from the old shop now. So we can get rid of the rest of the spoils pile behind the existing sand pile and continue that. Hopefully the spoils will be done tomorrow.
Did they get the membrane on the roof or no?
Yeah,
You know,
All that rain?
yeah.
It rained a lot today.
Good.
They didn't get the membrane on the
It's a long time.
bottom pond structure is in the ground.
Yes,
They did some mortaring in between rain showers today. And they couldn't put the membrane down just because of the moisture that was still sitting. So there's,
but their timeline's pretty quick on it.
yeah, it's dragged out a little bit. They've ran
Yeah.
into some different issues, everything from the crane trailers having problem because the crane comes in as a drivable unit, two
Right.
trailers to assist it with just counterweights.
Wow.
So one
Counterweight? A counterweight for the crane?
for the back of the crane, yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't, oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
The thing is that heavy.
Boy. And those each segment of the
Yeah,
culvert going in is 56,000 pounds, and he can only take it 56 feet away from himself.
no kidding.
Yeah, I want to say it's like
Yeah.
a 300-ton crane. It's a monster. It's gone, man.
Which one was, where did that come from?
That one I think came out of Keene, New Hampshire, because they originally.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
and they actually came all the way in from Adamant. They ended up setting everything from that other side because space was confined so much on.
Yeah.
Sidley's side.
well, it seems like some of the road issues you're getting caught up on, the sense I'm getting. But
Yeah.
did that culvert ever get taken care of by Jacob Close, or it's one through?
Yep, that one's done. There's two more on the other side that we want to do.
Okay.
Excavator is still sitting at that one.
Yeah, excellent, nice.
There was a couple little things with the excavator that we talked to Anderson about before we even purchased it, of things we thought might be issues. They were coming out to look at that today or tomorrow. Why would in between limos on it?
Nice.
Really.
Nice. All right. Okay, so moving to the Vincent Flats thing. I mean, when I mentioned making the road wider or making a bigger shoulder, I got a lot of pushback the last time I talked about it. Gave up on the thought. What do you think?
I had said at least up to the school parking lot. I think to that driveway for the teachers' parking, we'll call it. I think it's a great idea. I don't know about going beyond that because then you're on Parker's front lawn. You're on.
So
You're
we can't
kidding.
go, how about the other side of the road? I mean, I know that there's a house there, King's old house.
How much safer is it going to be with people crossing the road?
Well, I don't know. It's just a place for people to swing out though, like cars, trucks coming along.
So what about past the driveway down toward the
The compost.
down toward the recreation field? Same side of the road is the school.
Right.
You're gonna take a little bit of their playground area, but big deal.
It's still on the other side of the fence. They've got a fence with welded wire on it anyway. A wood fence with welded wire to it so the balls and stuff can't get out of this.
That, so you're talking about the,
Right, that's what I'm saying is
from the school down.
from the school back to the recreation field.
Right.
On
Right.
that side.
Exactly. On
So
the same side of the road.
on the same side of the road, so you're
Yeah.
not crossing the road.
Right.
I mean, I really think somebody's gonna get serious.
No, I don't disagree. I think we need to do something about it, and I've thought about it for years. But
I mean,
the only idea I can think of is make the road a little bit wider and make a place for people to park, so the cars can go by some more safely. seemed to me that'd be the solution.
So are the alternatives to do that or to make people use the rec field parking, put in the no parking signs and get the sheriff to enforce it?
Well, we can't enforce it really.
Well, we can get the
can't-
sheriff to enforce it.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Problem was we didn't know whether we'd have, the resources to do it.
Oh, right.
But to enforce no parking signs,
Right.
we have to put up the signs and then pass an ordinance saying
That's right.
these signs are
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Couple days of somebody walking around with tickets, might.
Yeah.
And that would cure the problem with people parking on both sides on the recreation field.
So I was getting ready to say, if you're gonna do a no parking ban ordinance, whatever you wanna call it, I would do kind of like you guys did on the county road where it's the whole road. It's not just this segment here.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. Vincent Platts, there's not that much more left anyway.
But the problem is people need a place to park. I mean, when there's soccer games, et cetera.
Saturday, I mean, we put up, the town made special event ahead signs.
Yeah.
In the past, and they put them up, I mean, they're orange with black lettering, retro reflective.
Is there enough space?
Like I say, when there's a special event going on, they just go out and set them up.
All right.
Well, what you could do is put no parking on one side of the road and then make a place for parking on the other side.
Well, that's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
make it on the same side of the school and
Yeah.
have that whole area to park in.
Right.
People can walk. If they can't walk, then
I was there, like I say, all day Saturday, and I parked up in the semicircle, and if I left, I know I'd have been up in the teacher's park.
I'm not having a conversation.
All right. Well, so I guess I just wanted to ask you what you thought.
Because the same thing, fire trucks went through there twice on Saturday,
Right.
and it was narrowed up to ambulance, fire trucks, I mean,
Yeah. Okay. So one thing we'll do is we'll talk to the principal about it. We should think about the no parking on the right side, and we should think about making the road wider on left.
Yeah.
My thought. So we'll work on all that, but I wanted to ask you while you're here. We got your opinion? Great. Okay.
I think there's some room to improve.
Yes, I do.
I still said that same thing when we had the last meetings.
Yeah.
Like I say, I went to the school. One of the things with parking people over at the rec field in another month, people aren't gonna wanna walk from
That's
the
right.
rec field back.
And if there's
That's
3
what
feet of
happens all the
snow,
time.
3 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Or
And
grandma,
it's not opened up, it's not cleared for people to walk, so
And
if
it's
this was
or
no.
grandma comes to pick up.
Well, I know, that's what Kim said. Kim parks down at the rec field and she slogs the snow, but sometimes it's really hard to do.
Yeah. And if it's icy.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
just.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Okay.
I touch on one thing that's further down the agenda.
Sure.
The curb cut for Wheeler Road.
Yes.
So that is a curb cut, it's more of just a refresher. That curb cut was part of that kitchen sink development.
Yes.
So it should really be a walking park. It has an engineered design that's already been approved through
Yeah.
PIV and everything, so it's more of a formality than anything else. Just-
Okay. Yep. We know where it is.
That's why I'm kind of playing with it, because like I say, it's already been through everything once.
Yep.
So it's built to design.
Yep.
For all that. Okay. All right,
Okay.
appreciate it, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so the next item is, we gotta change the wording on that. So you want me to read it off the additions to the agenda? Right?
Yeah.
Discuss. Okay, the town health, only have,
Discuss the
Okay,
question of
possible.
editing of the town plan.
no.
Am I getting ahead of myself?
Yeah, you're ahead of
Okay,
yourself.
sorry.
That's okay.
Oh yeah,
I had-
vacant.
the vacancy, so we're supposed to say discussion and possible action to declare vacancies for town health officer and planning commission position formerly held by Zoe Christensen due to Zoe Christensen's resign, should be resignation, right?
resignation.
Resigned from planning commission and town health officer positions in email dated October 19th, 2025. Okay, the reason we're doing this is because we're trying to be ultra legal
Yeah.
before we hire somebody else. Is that correct? Right.
Yeah, I think the proper thing to do is to accept the resignation, now that we've received it. I don't think we need to declare a vacancy.
Right. We
Right.
Just have to accept the
Yeah.
resignation.
So I move to accept the resignations of Zoe Christensen from the planning commission and the town health officer position, and that doesn't need a second.
Doesn't need a second.
Because Zoe has, in
Okay.
fact, made first, so.
So you made the motion, we just have to vote it.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
I,
Aye. The ayes appear to have it, they do have it. Very good. That was just done for legal reasons.
Do it no second.
No second.
For accepting a resignation, you don't need a second.
Okay, so the next item is discuss signpost editing for town plan. And we're
Discuss
supposed to change
professional
that.
editing
Oh, is that what it's supposed to say?
of the town plan, yes.
Oh, okay. All right,
And we're not supposed to
Oh,
upload
right.
signposts.
to discuss professional editing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, from my sources, I hear we need to have an editor because so much problems. What's been
I hear the same thing.
Yeah, okay. So I say we just go ahead and do it because.
Well, the last input that I saw from Ben was, why don't you save your money and wait until the
We could do
final-
that and just let it go.
Yeah,
And that's not a bad idea either.
yeah.
Why? I mean, why are we gonna spend $1,600?
Well,
They're just gonna
I
turn
mean,
around.
we haven't even seen what it is yet, so we may say,
I don't think we're gonna.
sorry.
I think we're gonna say, thank you. And you're gonna come out with another version and then we'll spend more money on editing
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But just get it done.
Yes.
Save ourselves $1,500 because that was.
But as I understand it, they're not doing things statutorily that they're supposed to be doing.
Oh,
They're playing wordsmith.
yeah. Big time.
That was what I was told by somebody. That's all I can tell.
Yeah, but I'd say we just go with Ben's thought, hey, quick and dirty. Let it stand. We're gonna change it anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Yep.
Which otherwise we'd have to spend the same amount of money to edit the next one.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
No motion necessary.
So,
No
Yeah.
motion necessary.
Okay, that was quick.
So wait. Okay, discuss CDBG-DR Select Board Resolution Grant Application Requirement. Okay, let me see what this is about.
And, yeah, Jen, I apologize for not getting back to you, but I just signed this because somebody pointed me in that direction when I was in here for something else and it was out there.
Oh, it's,
I thought we had signed this already, but maybe not. It says it was adopted by the select board on September 30th, but we didn't have a meeting on September 30th.
thought it was October 6th.
It was October 6th that we did this. Yeah, it was submitted on September 30th.
Right.
Yeah.
oh, the grant was, yes.
Yeah, but maybe we needed to backdate it
Right, so
to
then-
authorize you to do what you did on September 30th.
Yeah, this requirement came after we'd submitted it. Oh, by the way, we need this resolution as well,
Okay.
and an environmental review. So that came after the fact.
We need an environmental review?
Well, it's a requirement within the GEARS grant system, and it's just like a checklist,
Okay,
pretty simple, which we already did tonight.
Is there a problem if it's dated October 6th? Is that too late?
No, I don't think so, because the
Okay.
email came after we submitted it,
Yeah,
that
right.
we need these two extra things.
Okay.
So we're just trying to get it.
Okay.
yeah.
So how about we,
So we need to make a motion. Oops.
I thought we
Is it
already
already
did
fit-
it October
if it's
6th.
dated October 20th?
Think so, yeah.
Okay. Then we could do a motion to, I move to sign the resolution to authorize submission of the CDBG-DR planning grant application.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes appear to have it, they do have it. Okay. So the next item,
And we have that document here to sign somewhere?
Yep.
Okay,
perfect,
It's that stuff.
okay.
all right.
And maybe you can print out a new copy with today's date on it? Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Is appointing Justin Michael to the Recreation Board.
I'll make a motion to appoint Justin Michaels to the Recreation Board.
Okay.
Any further discussion about Justin Michael for the Recreation Board?
We thank him for his willingness to serve.
Correct?
Correct.
Put that in the motion.
Yes.
In the minutes, not in the motion. Yes.
So I guess we need a motion.
I just did.
Oh, you made the motion?
And a second.
I second.
Okay. Any further, I guess we're on further discussion.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? No. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay,
Aye.
good.
How we doing?
Great. Consideration of Wheeler Road curb cut.
I'll
This
make
is
a
rubber
motion
stamp.
to approve the Wheeler Road curb cut.
Permit number 25-047, second.
Okay, you made a motion?
You made it,
You
I
made a motion.
seconded it.
You seconded
Were
it.
you with us today?
Any further discussion? Well, I'm reading the thing.
Did you,
so
oh,
I'm
you
doing-
didn't leave the building?
No, I'm
did you?
reading it,
Okay, just wanna make sure you
reading
did
it. I
that.
sometimes read the material, my God.
Wow. Okay.
While you're blabbing away. Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes appear to have it, they do have it. Okay, that's done. And we have to sign it. So sign this one? We'll do it right now so we don't forget it. Today is 10/20, 25. Want to drop? Sure. There you go. Okay, and this is a resolution right here. Do we sign this one? Or you want to do a different date?
Yeah, that's the September 30th.
September 30th, gotcha. Yeah, I heard it. That's that. Oh, we have warrants. We probably should do the warrants and the report before we go on the personnel thing, executive session.
Okay.
Yes. The warrants are here and Jen can give us the Selectboard report memos.
So Sodom Pond, we talked about earlier, it could be completed for the contractor tomorrow, but they ran into a couple delays on the boxes installed. They still need the membrane and the backfill, and then they're going to be there for a little while after, but it was stone, flow, grading in. I collected all the funding requests from the community organization, so they're now posted on the website. And I have the link provided there. We all went to the VLCT Town Fair on October 8th. And I just wanted to cover the keynote address dignity index, which is posted on the website. So the Chief Executive of Affairs Officer of Unite, Tammy Pfeiffer, she provided a tool that's designed to promote respectful communication and reduce divisiveness and conflict discourse. It's a practical framework for local leaders to use. So this helps folks assess and elevate their language to foster unity. So I thought that was a great tool to share. We are still recruiting for several positions, including the Select Board, Planning Commission, Cemetery Committee, 2 DRB members, 2 Central Vermont Solid Waste reps, and a Town Health Officer. And then we submitted the sidewalk TAP application on October 15th. That's it.
Okay.
Have you had any response to the positions?
No, not yet.
How long, how many times you?
No, we talked about this before we walked in, and we just applied for any of this.
How long have they been out there?
Since the last select board meeting,
These,
so 2 weeks.
Yeah, since the 6th.
Yeah, so I
I
think
can reach out to that guy on Town Hill Road that contacted me. He works for the state. He knows Guthrie real well.
What's he want to do?
So.
Okay.
Seemed like a reasonable.
maybe you can put it out again on portfolio. Thank you.
Yeah, we should keep putting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got any interest in you to.
And she mentioned the town fair. I went to the town meeting and I haven't written up the report for you guys yet. But as I said before, there wasn't a lot controversial because it's the middle of the biennium and they don't work on the municipal agenda. They only work on that every other year. So it's basically congratulating ourselves on doing great things. A few updates on the services that VLCT provides for us. I'll put that together. All 3 of the organizations, VLCT, Passive, and Verve, reported very solid financial status. Good to see.
That's nice.
Quick question on these warrants right here, bond bank. This for the fire department? This isn't for our new building. I'm assuming $223,000. I assume it's for the fire department, but I'm just looking for the documentation. I've got the documentation. I'm not sure.
The For the bond, was it for the town?
Okay, Southtown Garage right here, principal, yep. All right. Yeah, and then the interest. He is, also the two payments. Principal. ESF, what's ESF?
Emergency Services Facility.
Okay, so one payment's to town garage. And one payment's to emergency services, all right. I thought we were just gonna pay interest only until we use up all the money, but that's not how it works, eh?
I can double check on that.
Yeah. Yeah, it says principal.
I recall what you.
Yeah, it was really the interest until we,
That's what I thought.
Yes.
yeah, but you look it up,
Unless we're wrong, I remember
there
that.
must be interest. It's $102,000, so.
That's not
It
like a lot
has a
of interest.
$15,000 interest payment also, and there's $102,000 said principal.
Okay.
Can we
sign it?
can we hold off signing that until we get some clarification?
Well, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't send, she hasn't sent the check yet, right?
No.
Okay, so
Just hold it until we find out.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Alright. Okay, so that takes care of that, administrator reports. That's the warrants. So the next thing is personnel matter. That we need to go into executive session and say that's for personnel matter.
Okay, so let me
We
see.
need, is it two motions?
I created a cheat sheet.
I know we have a motion, you have to have a motion to get out of it, definitely need a motion to go in. Remember, it's two motions then?
You need a motion to approve and enter the executive session.
Yes.
Yeah, and a motion to leave it.
Right. But usually, I think it's when you sign the contract, you need the two motions, is that correct?
So I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
So what do we want to go into executive discussion? Session to discuss? Personnel and not an elected official? So
Neither one of them are elected officials, I
okay,
actually.
so this would be two motions to go into executive session to discuss a number of things, which is not personnel.
Yeah, a contract, you'd have to say, that's
Right.
gonna,
Right.
it's gonna give prejudicial knowledge, is not.
Right.
Okay. So for the appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee, it's the same one, provided that the public body shall make a final decision to hire or appoint a public officer or employee in an open meeting and shall explain the reasons for its final decision during the open meeting. So the motion is I move to enter executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
Yeah.
Under 1 VSA 313A.
That's all we need,
Sorry, 1 VSA 313A3.
to make sure we get that one right,
Yeah.
the number.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
And I will email that to you, Jen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have made the motion to go into executive session.